romantic fantasy drama A Discovery of Witches first aired in 2018 and captivated audiences. If you're a Discovery of Witches fan, stay tuned and don't go away, because Season 3 of A Discovery of Witches has fans on edge. Here's why. First up, so what is it about Season 3 that has so many fans of the show on edge? Let's take a look. In a recent interview, Australian film star Teresa Palmer, who plays Diana Bishop, spoke about the upcoming season and had this to say: "Everything feels very elevated. The danger is immense. The passion is immense. The tragedy immense. And there's so much that we have to face and overcome." As you may or may not know, Season 3 of A Discovery of Witches will be the show's final season, and it's clear that the show plans to go out with a bang. Many have described the relationship between Palmer's character Diana and the character Matthew Clairmont, played by actor Matthew Goode, as a magical, sexy, and steamy romance that sees both characters travel back and forth through time. The book is based on Deborah Harkness's All Souls trilogy, A Discovery of Witches. What separates the story from other witching tales is that it is set in modern America. Diana and Matthew meet each other after Diana, a medieval history professor, discovers Ashmole 782 in Oxford University's Bodleian library. What Diana doesn't yet realize, though, is that Ashmole 782 is a magical text that contains exceptional powers with the ability to change the world. When Diana opens and dives into the manuscript, it unlocks her secret magical powers and sends her right into the arms of her soulmate Matthew, but unfortunately, a cast of dangerous villains as well. Next up, when can you watch Season 3 of this terrific series? You're about to find out. Each new episode of Season 3 of A Discovery of Witches airs on Saturdays. The first episode of Season 3 became available to watch on Saturday, January 8th. Episode 2 will drop on the 15th, Episode 3 on the 22nd, Episode 4 on the 29th, and Episode 5 will air on February 5th. Episode 6 will air on February 12th, and the season finale, Episode 7, is set to drop on February 19th. And the official synopsis for the third season is as follows. In the third and final installment of this spellbinding adaptation of Deborah Harkness's All Souls trilogy, vampire Matthew and witch Diana return from 1590 to find tragedy at Set Tours. They must find the missing pages from the Book of Life and the book itself before it's too late. But a monster from Matthew's past is lying in wait for his return. Filming for the third and final season began in late 2020, and according to executive producer Jane Tranter, production wrapped in February 2021. Tranter announced on Twitter, and that's a wrap on hashtag A Discovery of Witches S3. Fittingly, the final hours were with @Teresa Palmer, hashtag Matthew Goode. More to come, but for now, huge thanks to our courageous, brilliant, talented cast and crew working miracles during a pandemic. @BadWolf_TV will never forget. Up next, what are some of the Easter eggs from the trailer for Season 3? Let's have a look. The trailer for Season 3 was released in October of 2021 and showed audiences the new battle between Matthew, Diana, and the allies they'll team up with in the fight against Peter Knox and the congregation. Based off of the trailer, it's safe to surmise that the show is building up toward a very dramatic, supernatural climax. While specific plot details are being kept under wraps, it shouldn't be too hard to imagine what events are covered in the third season, given that we know it was adapted entirely from the third book of Deborah Harkness's trilogy. The new trailer does give us a few Easter eggs, though, and follows the death of Diana's Aunt Emily, and results in an all-out war between the vampires, witches, and the so-called demons, supernatural beings that are half god and half human, essentially, fighting against the congregation who are trying to stop Diana's children from being born, and the members of the Clairmont family who are standing by her. In a recent interview, actor Stephen Cree, who plays the character Gallowglass, discussed the final season and said said, to pardon a vampire pun, the stakes are much higher in Season 3. We're back in contemporary times after Season 2, and I think it's okay to say that. I think one of the more exciting things will be that there's an amalgamation of some of those characters from 1590 with the characters from the contemporary time. So I think it'll be exciting to see some of those characters coming together. From a personal point of view, I'm 400 years older, so a lot has happened, and Gallowglass is a different person. Stay tuned and don't go away, because we're bringing you the latest news on the hit series A Discovery of Witches, and you won't want to miss it. Next up, what's it like filming such a crazy supernatural show? Let's dig a little deeper. When it comes to filming such a wild show, and the final season in particular, Palmer had this to say: "It's bittersweet. I love watching the journey of every character coming to such a beautiful, organic end, and to see Diana at the pinnacle of her magic and just leaning into her authentic self is such a beautiful part of this season." And apparently, Palmer's co-star Edward Blumel feels the same way. Blumel said, "It will be sad. I think there is definitely a bit of an edge to that as you film it. The other day, we filmed a scene that will be, I think, one of the last scenes in the entire series, and that sort of had a strange last day of school feeling about it, even though it wasn't the last scene we were filming in the whole thing." Many are wondering who else will be returning to Season 3, and at the time of this recording, we can confirm that the following cast members will definitely be returning. Stephen Cree will reprise his role as Gallowglass. Ed Blumel will come back as Marcus Whitmore. Adele Leonce returns as Phoebe Taylor. Lindsay Duncan as Isabelle Clairmont. Alex Kensington will return to play Sarah Bishop. Greg Chillen reprises the role of Domenico Michele. Actor Owen Teale returns as the series antagonist Peter Knox. Trevor Eve will play Gerbert Darlac, and actor Jacob Afon reprises his role as the character Benjamin Fuchs. Up next, can we expect to see any new faces in Season 3? Let's find out. We can certainly expect to see some fresh faces in Season 3. In February of 2021, information was leaked that a number of new names would be added to the cast list in the final season of this amazing show. One of these fresh faces is Irish actor Peter MacDonald, who you might remember from the series Ripper Street and The Last Kingdom. Will be replacing actor Tristan Gravel as the senior vampire Baldwin Montclair de Claremont after a scheduling conflict forced Gravel to pull out of the project. Other new faces include Ivano Jeremiah of Humans and Black Mirror as a molecular biologist named Christopher Roberts. Actor Toby Regbo, also from the Last Kingdom series, will play the older version of Matthew, as well as Diana's adopted son, Jack. You can expect to see some new vampires as well. Actors Genesis Linnea, Parker Sawyers, and Olivier Hubben will star as the bloodthirsty characters Geraldine, Ransom Fairweather, and Fernando, respectively. If you want to watch this incredible show, you can watch it on Sky One and Now TV. Previous seasons of the show are also available to binge watch on various platforms such as Apple TV Plus if you'd like to start from the beginning. Finally, will there be a Discovery of Witches spin-off? According to Hugh Fullerton, a reporter who's been following the series very closely, a spin-off of this much-loved show could be in the cards. Fullerton had this to say: "Overall, this third and final series will deliver what fans have been waiting for. By the time the credits roll, there'll be smiles on faces and possibly a few tears, with all those loose ends neatly wrapped up and our heroes left in a fairly satisfying position. Could there be spin-offs? It's hard to say. If anyone's heading that way, it's probably some of the B-team vampires like Gallowglass and Marcus, though presumably fans might have to wait for Deborah Harkness to pen a couple more novels before any story could continue. With that in mind, I think for now, we can definitely wave goodbye to the de Claremonts and A Discovery of Witches in general. So long, and thanks for the memories." Many fans of the show also suspect that a feature-length film version of the series might also be in the works. Converting popular shows into feature films is growing in popularity popularity as of late, and it's a trend that's likely to continue in the future. So whether it's a spin-off series or a feature film, there's no question that a Discovery of Witches fans will gobble it up. That's a wrap for today's video. Thanks for watching until the end.